Jamaica's political landscape is on fire as things heats up between Peter Bunting and PM Holness. They say power corrupts, but what if those in power are trying to keep corruption out? Or are they just hiding their own secrets? Is Prime Minister Holness defending Jamaica's future or covering up his own past? Let's find out. Hey patriotic internet friends and family, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're diving into a heated clash between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the PNP's Peter Bunting. Holness has vowed to keep Millionaire FINSAC beneficiaries from regaining power, sparking a political firestorm. But Bunting says it's all a distraction from the Integrities Commission investigation into Holness himself. Who's really protecting Jamaica's future and who's just stirring the pot? Stick around to find out who's behind the accusations, the billionaires, and the high-stakes political drama that's got everyone talking. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more juicy updates on Jamaican politics. Welcome all patriotic Jamaicans. The movement continues. Make we get into it now. Let's kick it off. PM Holness versus FINSAC Millionaires. The PNP debates over political power, billionaire gains, and the Integrity Commission. Picture this. The fiery Jamaican political landscape where billionaires and FINSAC beneficiaries lurk in the shadows, waiting for another shot at power. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, well, he's not having it. He's vowed to put a hard stop to any politically connected individuals. Yep, those very ones who benefited from Jamaica's financial crisis in the 1990s from creeping back into government. But here's the twist. Holness never mentions the PNP or any opposition figures directly. Oh, he's careful, all right. But we all know who he's talking about. But who exactly are these beneficiaries? And what did they gain from Jamaica's 90s economic crisis? So here's the backstory. It's Wednesday night at Young Jamaica's JLP's youth arm general meeting at UWI's Mona campus. Holness, speaking to a packed crowd, pulls no punches. He lashes out at these unnamed beneficiaries, accusing them of getting wealthy on the backs of the poor. But that's not all. He also mentions that this isn't just about past economic woes. Holness claims it's about stopping these millionaires and billionaires from cashing in on Jamaica's present and future economic growth. Quite the no second chances policy, right? And here's where it gets spicy. As if on cue, Senator Peter Bunting, the PNP's national security spokesman, wasn't about to let that slide. Just a few days prior, Bunting had claimed that all this noise around FINSAC was just a convenient distraction. Distracting from what? Oh, nothing big, just the Integrities Commission's latest investigation into Holness's own statutory declarations. Funny how political timing works, right? January 12, 2009 marked the beginning of the FINSAC Commission's investigation into the 1990s financial collapse. But after all this time, are we any closer to understanding what really went down? And is this a fight to uncover the truth or to bury it? In a final swipe, Holness throws down the gauntlet. He insists that Jamaica must never return to the high interest rate policies of the 1990s. Those policies, he claims, drove up the debt and made the wealthy even wealthier. And in a pointed message to young people, he says, the real power is right here, in this room. Well, there you have it. A PM telling his youth base to be wary of brainwashing from politically connected figures who now seek to lead Jamaica. So to recap, Prime Minister Holness has vowed to protect Jamaica from these mysterious FINSAC millionaires and billionaires. He's also made sure to keep the PNP nameless in his speech, leaving us guessing, because who doesn't love a political guessing game, right? Meanwhile, Peter Bunting's not buying any of it, claiming it's all a ploy to distract from the real matter at hand. An Integrity Commission report with Holness's name all over it. Now, what do you think? Is Holness genuinely committed to protecting Jamaica's economy, or is this a slick diversion tactic? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into Jamaican politics. Here's a summary of the key takeaways. 1. The conflict. Holness versus Bunting and the politically charged accusation game between JLP and PNP. 2. Historical tensions. The FINSAC crisis from the 1990s and the Commission's unfinalized report established in 2009. 3. Holness's stance. Bold statements against those who benefited from past policies without naming names. 4. Bunting's counter. Accusations of distraction tactics aimed at burying the Integrity Commission's ongoing investigation. 5. Key dates and players. January 12, 2009, FINSAC commissions established, and the history of high interest policies benefiting the wealthy. Here are some questions that you might have regarding PM Holness' stance on FINSAC beneficiaries and the high interest policies from the 1990s and the political friction with the People's National Party, PNP. These questions capture your potential concerns surrounding economic stability, historical transparency, and current political implications, with answered tailored to provide a thorough understanding. Question number 1. What does PM Holness mean by FINSAC beneficiaries, and why is he so opposed to them gaining power? Answer. PM Holness uses the term FINSAC beneficiaries to describe individuals who allegedly profited from the high interest policies enacted in the 1990s, a period during which the Financial Sector Adjustment Company, FINSAC, was established to stabilize Jamaica's struggling economy. He claims that these policies benefited wealthy insiders, leaving many Jamaicans with unsustainable debts. His opposition stems from a belief that these individuals, if they return to power, may reintroduce similar policies that could threaten Jamaica's financial stability, disproportionately favoring elites over everyday Jamaicans. Somehow that just sound like him just describe every politician, both pan the PNP and pan the JLP. He just describe both political parties in one. 2. Why is this FINSAC issue coming up now, and how does it relate to today's political climate? Answer. The FINSAC issue resurfaced with the recent release of FINSAC Commission documents. Critics such as PNP Senator Peter Bunting argue that the timing is a calculated distraction from the Integrities Commission's investigation into PM Holness's financial declarations. PM Holness, however, frames the release as an opportunity for transparency and an educational tool to warn against past economic missteps, suggesting that his administration is committed to protecting Jamaica from a similar crisis. Question number 3. How did the FINSAC policies of the 1990s impact regular Jamaicans, and why is there so much bitterness surrounding them? Answer: FINSAC policies, including extremely high interest rates, were implemented to prevent financial collapse, but the consequences were severe for ordinary Jamaicans. Many lost their businesses, homes, and savings, while some wealthier individuals allegedly capitalized on the crisis. This created lasting resentment, as many Jamaicans feel these policies allowed certain individuals to amass wealth at the expense of the general population. The bitterness today reflects concerns that a return of these beneficiaries to power might risk repeating such hardships. Question number 4. Why does the PNP argue that PM Holness is using FINSAC as a distraction tactic? Answer: opposition leaders, including Peter Bunting, contend that Holness is emphasizing FINSAC to deflect attention from the Integrity Commission's ongoing investigation into his financial disclosures. They suggest that his focus on historical issues serves to shift public scrutiny away from present-day questions about his own financial transparency. Holness, on the other hand, maintains that revisiting FINSAC is about learning from history and preventing similar exploitation. Question number 5. Why have Jamaicans never received a full FINSAC report, even though the commission started in 2009? That's an excellent question. Answer: the FINSAC Commission, initiated in 2009, faced delays and resource constraints, which have contributed to the lack of a comprehensive report. The recent release of archived documents provides some insights, but falls short of a complete investigation report, leaving many Jamaicans frustrated and seeking full transparency. Critics argue that the absence of a full report may protect certain powerful individuals from accountability, while PM Holness emphasized the need for Jamaicans to remember and learn from the partial information available. How if we truly learn and truly gain knowledge from partial information? Make it make sense. Question number 6. Why does PM Holness believes that people linked to the FINSAC era want to come back to power? Answer: Holness suggests that some of those connected to the FINSAC era may review Jamaica's current economic stability as an opportunity to benefit financially once again. By cautioning against their return, he implies that they might prioritize policies that favor financial elites. Holness has voiced a commitment to economic reforms and measures he believes are in the best interest of the Jamaican people, not just a privileged few, and is weary of a leadership shift that could jeopardize this progress. Yeah, right. Talking about saying anything to stay in power. But that's how politics go. That's how politics play. And this is a good move in the game of political chess played by PM Holness. Trust me, excellent move. Now we can see where PM Holness dominate and control the narrative. Remember, the court hearing between him and the IC is November 7th of next month. Question number 7. Is it really possible to hold politicians accountable for past financial crises like FINSAC? And if so, how? Answer: while FINSAC policies were legally enacted by the PNP administration of the 1990s, public discourse can hold politicians accountable by pressuring for transparency and fair economic policies. PM Holness aims to remind Jamaicans of past hardships, cautioning against leaders with ties to FINSAC policies. Additionally, with the release of FINSAC archives, Jamaicans have more historical context to evaluate current political leaders and demand clarity and responsibility in policy decisions moving forward. Question number 8. Is PM Holness's stance on FINSAC really about protecting Jamaica's economy, or is it just a political strategy? Definitely political strategy. Answer: PM Holness claims that his focus on FINSAC is purely to safeguard Jamaica's future and avoid policies that prioritize wealth accumulation for a few. However, critics argue that bringing up historical grievances might be a tactic to sway public opinion against the PNP, casting them as self-interested. This tension between protection and politics remains a central debate, especially as Holness refrains from naming specific individuals but implies connections to past administrations. Question number 9. What can young Jamaicans learn from the FINSAC controversy, and why does PM Holness emphasize this? Answer: Holness has repeatedly highlighted the importance of younger generations understanding the country's financial history. By bringing attention to FINSAC, he encourages young Jamaicans to critically assess past policies and the motivations behind them. He believes that an informed younger electorate is crucial to preventing the repetition of policies that led to financial instability, potentially fostering a generation committed to economic equity and transparency. Question number 10. What does this renewed FINSAC discussion reveal about the future of leadership in Jamaica? Answer: the debate over FINSAC underscores a significant divide in how Jamaica's political leaders approach economic policies. Holness's strong opposition to the return of FINSAC beneficiaries suggests a focus on economic stability and growth, while the PNP's pushback raises questions about transparency and accountability. This clash may shape public expectations for leadership, with Jamaicans increasingly scrutinizing candidates' past actions, economic strategies, and long-term visions for the country's financial health. These questions and answers emphasize the economic and political stakes involved in the FINSAC debate, addressing concerns about the motivations behind both PM Holness's criticism and the PNP's responses. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more explosive updates. Smash that like button and let us know in the comments. What I want to know is, and I'm sure that you guys also want to know as well, what does PM Holness mean by FINSAC beneficiaries, and why him opposed to them returning back into power? So basically, PM Holness uses the term FINSAC beneficiaries to describe individuals who allegedly profited from the high interest policies enacted in the 1990s under the PNP, former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson, and former Finance Minister Dr. Omar Davies. And that's the period when the Financial Sector Adjustment Company FINSAC got established to so-called stabilize Jamaica's struggling economy. So now Holness claims that these policies benefited wealthy insiders, leaving many Jamaicans with unsustainable debts. So these are the people where PM Holness calls the FINSAC beneficiaries, the wealthy insiders who benefited from the high interest policies. And PM Holness believes these individuals, if they return to power, might reintroduce similar policies that could threaten Jamaica's financial stability, while disproportionately favoring elites over everyday Jamaicans. These politicians are said elites, so them basically favor themselves and their elite rich friends. So me now get the point where PM Holness are trying to make. They are the oligarchs. They are the elites. People want to pay attention. PM Holness basically has said he might try to protect Jamaica from the PNP or people within the PNP who were the FINSAC beneficiaries from coming into power, because these people will favor the elites over everyday Jamaicans. But isn't that what PM Holness and his administration is also doing? PM Holness whether you like it or not, you are now an elite. You have 470 million pass through your business them and your bank account them. You are now an elite, PM Holness. That is why the IC is investigating you for allegations of illicit enrichment. So basically, I yourself you call out while throwing shade at people over at the PNP. That's interesting. This is what I want to know. Why does Prime Minister Holness seem to believe that people who link to the FINSAC era want to come back into power? Who are these people that the Prime Minister keep hinting towards and implying about? Who are these people from the PNP? Because this is a rebuttal to Peter Bunting. So the PM and Peter Bunting is kind of going at it at a back and forth right now. PM Holness never named names and he never even mentioned the PNP, but we know say the PNP attack. No, the reason why PM Holness cannot name names or even say a people in the PNP attack is because remember the FINSAC archive where Nigel Clark released that had no transparency whatsoever because personal details were blocked out and redacted thanks to the Data Protection Act and the Access to Information Act. You see, I have said already, politicians only make laws to protect themselves and their rich friends. Now you see that law, it was made to protect the names of specific individuals and the companies owned or associated with said specific individuals. So that law protect the politician them and their rich friends. So you will never know if PM Holness is actually referring to Mark Golding and Peter Bunting because Peter Bunting and Mark Golding had a company, DB&G, Deering, Bunting and Golding. Christopher Deering, Peter Bunting and Mark Golding owned that company, and that company was established in 1992. And DB&G gained monumental success, catapulting itself to being one of the most reputable banks in Jamaica and the Caribbean. Under Bunting's stewardship, DB&G went on to win awards on the Jamaica Stock Exchange for being the best performing company in 2005 and 2006. So that's just a backstory of Deering, Bunting and Golding. So now we can tell that Peter Bunting and Mark Golding own a company, a bank that was very successful, that was established in 1992, and that was the time of the FINSAC era. So we can tell Mark Golding and Peter Bunting owned a successful bank in the FINSAC era under the PNP stewardship of former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson and Finance Minister Omar Davies. So I want to know if Peter Bunting and Mark Golding Andrew Holness keep referring to, but because of the Data Protection Act and the Access to Information Act in can't call name. I am very curious just like everybody else. And he must say him no want them the people come back into power because there might be a repetition of what happened in the 90s and they might go and do the same thing again. This thing called politics, I swear. PM Holness carefully crafted his statements. He refrains from naming specific individuals but implies connections to past administrations. Two administrations in Jamaica, PNP and JLP. So you know say him a point towards the PNP. So while some wealthier individuals allegedly capitalize upon the FINSAC crisis, PM Holness seems to be concerned that a return of these FINSAC beneficiaries to power might risk repeating such hardships. The FINSAC policies included extremely high interest rates, which was supposed to prevent a financial collapse, but a financial collapse still happened anyway, so go figure. And the people felt it the most. The consequences were so severe that ordinary Jamaicans lost business, homes, and entire savings. However, these FINSAC policies allowed some wealthier individuals allegedly capitalize on this crisis, with many Jamaicans feel these policies allowed certain people, certain individuals to amass great wealth at the expense of the Jamaican population. The dark side of Jamaican leadership exposed. What they don't want you to know. Jamaica's power struggle. Who's really pulling the strings in Parliament? Are Jamaican leaders actually protecting us? FINSAC beneficiaries and power. Is this why Jamaica's leaders are rich? Inside Jamaica's power game, while leaders are desperate to stay in control. Are Jamaican leaders hiding the real truth about our economy? Who's really controlling Jamaica's future? Leaders or the people? Why do Jamaican politicians keep getting richer while we struggle? Is Jamaica's power game rigged? Here's what they don't want you to know. Why are Jamaican leaders so afraid of losing control? What happened to Jamaica's leaders who promise change but deliver none? Why is leadership failing Jamaicans? The surprising reason revealed. Can we really trust Jamaica's leaders? Here's the shocking truth. Is Jamaica's economic future safe? What our leaders aren't telling us. Do Jamaican politicians care more about power or the people? If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one. One love, Jamaica.